Welcome to the Deep Dive. We look into subjects, big and small, trying to cut through the noise and get to what's really going on. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what seems like a really charming online boutique. At first look, it's quite appealing. It's called Ellison New York, and they say they're a top spot for women's clothing, footwear, everything from orthopedic shoes, sandals, to dresses and cute bottoms, as they put it. Now, what really stood out, maybe even more than the products, was their About Us section. Ellison New York says it's a heartfelt mother and daughter project. A really sweet story, right? Inspired by Isabel and Grace. There's even this nice photo of them. It feels designed to, connect with you, make you feel you're backing something genuine, personal. That kind of story sets a powerful emotional hook, doesn't it? What's your first take when a brand uses a personal story like that so strongly?
Oh, absolutely. It's really key for building trust right off the bat.
Yeah.
We're sort of wired to connect with stories, especially family ones, passion, authenticity. So when you see mother-daughter project, you immediately think, okay, care, transparency, they must really believe in their quality. It's actually a pretty clever psychological move because it makes us see everything else on the site through that kind of warm, positive filter. And that first feeling, it's really hard to shake off, even if, other stuff starts to pop up that doesn't quite fit. This deep dive, I think, will really show why it's so important to look past that surface level, that carefully built image.
That's a great point about the emotional side. And yeah, after a good story, we usually look for proof, right? Like customer reviews. Ellison New York site, it has this impressive-looking 4.8-star rating. It says from over 1,600 reviews. That's a lot of feedback. And it makes them look popular, well-liked, gives you that little boost of confidence, like, okay, these guys must be legit. But when you started digging into that almost perfect score, did anything seem off?
It definitely did. I mean, a 4.8 stars, 1,600 reviews on paper, that's solid. But here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit concerning. If you look at the details, every single one, all 1,600 plus, they're 5 stars, perfect scores. Not one 4-star review, not even a tiny complaint about like shipping being slow or something not fitting quite right. That kind of perfect record. It's basically impossible in the real world of online retail. Think about, even your favorite online store, they'll have some mixed feedback. It's natural.
This felt almost,
Right.
like someone cheated on their report card. Makes you suspicious. In this perfect review situation, while it looks good initially, it leads straight into a really big inconsistency when we look a bit deeper.
Right. Yeah. That level of perfection just screams fake, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Almost too clean. So what was the first major red flag that you spotted with these reviews? Well, the biggest one, the most obvious, is the timeline. All these glowing 5-star reviews. They're dated 2024. Now, remember what we found out about the website itself? Its domain name?
Yeah.
That was only registered in July 2025. So how? How could people be writing reviews a whole year before the website even existed? That just doesn't add up at all. It's a huge warning sign. It strongly suggests these reviews are, probably made up. They aren't real experiences. They're just part of the illusion they're trying to build.
Reviews from the future,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, that alone makes you question the whole setup, doesn't it? And speaking of the website's actual age, beyond these phantom reviews, what else did you find about their digital footprint? When did they actually appear online?
Right, so that's the next step. We checked the WHIS records. That's WHOIS. It's like the public directory for websites, shows you who registered a domain and when, and it's crystal clear. Ellison New York's domain was registered just recently, July 2025, a few months ago. Now look, being new isn't automatically bad. Every business starts somewhere, obviously. But when you have a brand new site and zero organic online history, like no real customer chat anywhere, no reviews on Trustpilot or Reddit or anywhere independent, that pattern becomes worrying. The lack of any outside organic buzz is really significant. It means there's nothing independent to back up their claims. For you, the listener, that should signal maybe an artificial setup, not a business that's grown naturally over time. It makes it really hard to trust something that hasn't, earned its stripes through actual customer interactions and real feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. That silence, where you'd expect some chatter, is pretty telling. So trust is shaky. What's next? The visuals, right? Because people buy with their eyes. And let's be fair, the product photos on the Ellison New York site, they look fantastic. Super clean, professional shots, very stylish. They make the clothes, the shoes, everything look really high quality, very desirable. You see them and you think, I want that. Yeah, we all get drawn in by great pictures. But we couldn't just leave it there. We used Google Lens, did a reverse image search, and, what we found was pretty revealing. The exact same images, they were on lots of other websites, not just similar pictures, identical ones.
And connecting that back to everything else. Well, using copied images like that has some pretty serious implications for you as a customer. It strongly suggests Ellison New York probably doesn't own those photos, and if they don't own the pictures, it makes you seriously question if they even own the actual products they're claiming to sell. When a site uses stock photos, or maybe images lifted from elsewhere, it really casts doubt on whether their inventory is real. You start wondering, is the item they're showing even what I'll get? Or will it look totally different? For anyone thinking of buying, that's a big letdown. It's a basic breach of trust, really. They're not showing you what they actually offer. It just adds another big piece to this puzzle of deception we seem to be uncovering. These kinds of sites know good pictures sell, so sometimes they just skip the hard work and cost of rephotos and grab them from somewhere else.
Okay, so the pattern is getting clear, isn't it? We've got this manufactured story, impossible reviews, a brand new site with no real history, and now borrowed product photos. It really undermines everything. And just when you think that's enough, there's that story, the one we started with, the supposed heart of the brand. Ellison, New York, telling this inspiring tale about being founded by a mother-daughter duo. Isabel and Grace, they even have that, that cute photo of them on the website. Reinforces the whole family business vibe, the passion, the connection. It's designed to make you feel good about buying from them, like you're supporting something authentic. Almost like emotional marketing, really. But like everything else, we had to double check. We did a reverse image search on that cute photo of Isabel and Grace. And what did that turn up?
Well, unfortunately, it was more of the same. The truth was quite different again, that photo. The one supposedly of Isabel and Grace, it popped up on multiple stock photo websites. It's readily available for anyone to buy and use. So it's not a real picture of the founders. It's just a generic image they likely licensed. And the impact of faking a backstory, especially one that's so personal, like a mother-daughter team, that's incredibly damaging to trust. When you find out that the core narrative, the heartfelt story they built their brand on, is just made up using a stock photo, it kind of destroys any belief you had left. It makes it really difficult to trust anything else they claim on their site, product details, return policies, anything. This specific kind of deception, faking that personal connection, really shows how far they might be willing to go to mislead people. It fits perfectly with the fake reviews, the copied pictures, the lack of history. It paints a pretty clear picture of a brand that seems built on, well, deception rather than genuine products or honest business. It really taps into our desire to connect with something that feels real, doesn't it? Hashtag outro. And
Right. So let's pull this all together. What looked like a charming online store, Ellison, New York. Well, it turns out to be packed with a worrying amount of red flags. We've got fake-looking reviews dated before the site even launched. We know it's a brand new domain, no real online history, no organic customer buzz. Then there are the copied product images, making you doubt if the products are even real or theirs. And the final piece, maybe the saddest one, a totally fabricated backstory using stock photos, shattering that whole heartfelt family business image. It's not just one or two little things. What we've unpacked today feels like a classic example of how some of these pop-up online stores work. They use our trust and reviews, good photos, touching stories to build this convincing front that's ultimately hollow.
It's quite a lot for any shopper to ignore, isn't it? So what does this all mean for you listening to this, trying to navigate online shopping?
exactly. This Ellison, New York case, it really shows it's not just random red flags. It's almost like a playbook for deception. When you see that combination, the perfect reviews from the past, the brand new site with no history, the borrowed images, and the overly sentimental but fake story, you're probably looking at a short-term operation, maybe designed to grab quick cash before vanishing. The key takeaway isn't just what to spot, but how these elements work together to create that illusion. So our advice, based purely on this pattern we've seen, proceed with extreme caution. Or, honestly, maybe just skip it entirely. The number and type of issues here make it really hard to recommend taking a chance. This whole situation just underlines how important it is to look past the shiny surface, past the nice stories online stores tell you. You really need to do your homework. Check review dates against the site's age. Look for outside opinions. Reverse search those images. Question the About Us stories. Look for real, verifiable details. These steps are basically your best defense against these kinds of deceptive setups. Helps you make smarter choices online.
Absolutely. The internet is amazing for shopping, but yeah, you need a sharp eye. You need to understand how things work behind the scenes sometimes. So next time you find yourself drawn in by a slick website or a really heartwarming brand story, just pause. Remember our deep dive today. Ask yourself, what's really underneath it all? Is that incredible deal, that charming story, is it genuine? Or is it just a really well-made copy, part of an illusion designed to hook you? It's definitely a question worth asking before you hit that add to cart button. Understanding this isn't just about saving money. It's about getting smarter about how digital commerce works and spotting the difference between real businesses and, well, the tricksters out there.